I'm saying no. Niggas know how I'm bumming, nigga. Yeah. Fuck what a nigga say, I feel like Dre. Man, the game is sick. Suckers wanna play and load my K until that bitch click. Big stick, hanging out the bottom of my 4-5. No lie, if I whip it out, somebody gon' die. Only time you hard is on the gram when you go live. Flexing with a tube but never blam, I'ma blow mine. Won't show mine until it's go time. Nah, you can't hold mine. Yeah, I got the whole mine, I'm on the goal line. And I'm going for 6, watch me up the scope. Caught him at the stove, he was with his hoe. Had to let him know, that's your ass, you don't get it past. You reap what you sow. Why you speaking low? Speak up, boy, you been a hoe. Boy, you been a bitch, get off dick, tryna steal my drip. Look up in the air, you see me, I'm fly as bird shit. Never on no nerd shit, why you on that lame shit? You don't want no smoke, you get smoke with who you hang with. You know what I'm saying? Lame ass niggas talking about they on some gang shit. Nigga, you's a bitch, nigga. Matter of fact, nigga, you's a hoe. Nah, you ain't no hoe, cause hoes get dope. Man, you pussy ass a cat.
We fucking live, my niggas.
Walk, tell him free to act. Dealing free a rat, you know he told how you sleep with.
Bounce back on Poem Walk, yelling free to act. You know he told, and you still cool. How you sleep with that? Heart2Start Fantasy Podcast, man. That intro song always get me going, man. Even if it always give me an extra perk. You know what I mean?
That's right, man. Shout out to Young Smoothie, man, aka Benny Franco, man. Man, he said he got something new coming on Friday too, man. So if you niggas is digging that intro, man, look on Spotify and Apple Music this Friday, man. That nigga said he got something for the streets, man, 100%.
For the streets, man. Hey, week 2 is here. Week 2 matchups. JD, how'd you do in your leagues this last week, man?
I went 8 for 12. I'm in 12 leagues.
Pretty good.
I lost in 4 of them. One of them I got my ass whipped for sure. Shout out to my dog Spencer the Guru. When won a Hustlers for Dynasty League, Superflex IDP League. You know what I mean? But other than that, you know, some close losses, some close wins. You know what I mean? But I take a W, man, anytime.
He did. Man, I did. I lost 2 out of 9. I thought I was gonna lose 3, man. Shout out to the SBI, man. I won on a stat correction in the IDP league, man. Shout out to Hustler. I won by 0.76. We'll take it, man. We'll take it. Oh, we got a quick question in here, man. Straight off the rip. Who just started running back? Who just started running back and the flex positions? Okay, so pick 2: Jeff Wilson Jr., David Montgomery, Rashad Penny, Chase Claypool. So far, I have Montgomery and Jeff Wilson. Man, I'm gonna keep it real. I think I might go with Penny and Montgomery. The Niners defense, it didn't look as good as I thought it was, but it was a monsoon. So I'm gonna take week 1 off the books. But Penny's workload is there. He looked good. He would have had a lot more yards if he didn't get the one call back. He was breaking tackles. He led the league in broken tackles last year, I think, like 2.9 yards after contact. I'll take Penny and Montgomery. The reason I'm not going Jeff Wilson, even though he is the number 1 running back right now, I still think the Niners want to see what Mason and Davis Price can do. So it's a chance that whoever busts the longest run first will be getting the bulk of the carries. And Jeff Wilson Jr. didn't even look all that good last week. So I'm going Penny and Montgomery for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Jeff Wilson and David Montgomery. Bears play the Packers. Shit, if Dalvin Cook would have scored, he would have had a hell of a game. You know what I mean? He ate them up for almost 90 yards on 20 carries. And then JWJ, he's definitely gonna get the first shot at the lead dog right now for the first at least for this game. So I think he might touch the ball at least 20 times against Seattle.
Wilson?
Yeah, definitely. JWJ. 100%. I think he touches the ball at least 17 times this game, bro. So I'm gonna go JWJ and give me Montgomery.
Man, I got a bold prediction, man. I think the young undrafted free agent, man, that made the team at the last minute, man, Jordan Mason is gonna take over this game. I think Jeff Wilson started a little slow, depending on how Mason could move. I think we're gonna see a lot of Mason. We'll see though. I mean, that's the fucked up part about that offense. It's just like New England. You don't know who or what. So we'll see. Jeff, you might want to get him on DK, man. Go grab Mason. I mean, I wouldn't grab him on DK. I got some DK plays. You want a good DK play? Go get Granson. Go get Granson on the Colts. The Colts tight end will be a good DK play. And the young boy, my phone is broken right now. I can't get into it. It's the other receiver on the Colts. Not Paris Campbell with the rule out of but we'll get to that when we get to the Colts game.
Ashland Dunlin.
We'll get to that when we get to the Colts game. But yeah, let's jump into this week 2 matchups, man. Actually, let's talk about the game that did happen on Thursday. Chargers, KC. KC won that game. Vegas, Herbert came in with his ribs. I think he bet $1 million on the spread. So he said, ribs or not, I'm going to come in and throw a touchdown so I could change the spread. The game was pretty much over. But, man, the biggest story here is got to be Herbert with the ribs.
Nah, definitely, bro.
Dak and Herbert down week 1. Week 2, I mean, that's week 2, but, week 1 and week 2.
Definitely. That's crazy, bro. And we got a person in AOB that got both of them quarterbacks on his team.
He just
Don't
went
Ryan
and picked
got
up
Dak
Carson
and Herbert?
Wentz. He just went and picked up Carson
Wentz.
Wentz.
Got Wentz, yeah. Everything. That's a fucked up way to start off. And then you had who else? Oh, Michael Pitt. Oh, well, we can talk about that later, but it's a lot of motherfucking injuries going on, man. Like you said, week 2, that shit. Stay deep, my friends.
Hey, the Chargers D is nice to me. Kelsey had a pedestrian 10 fantasy points. I'm sure some people are let down. It is what it is. But I mean, shit, is there anything else to take away from this other than there's no true number 1 wide receiver on KC other than Kelsey? We got 2 games of the year already that happened. It ain't Juju.
It ain't MVS.
It ain't Juju. It ain't MVS. It ain't Harbin.
Man,
it's Kelsey or CEH is the people that own on this team. And
that shit hurt right now for motherfuckers that waited to go pound on them, pause on them late round wide receivers. Because I know I was one of them waiting on MVS, thinking MVS could get, at least a good 9 to 10 points per game on some fluke shit.
He was trash in Green Bay. I don't know why nobody thought he was going to do something in KC.
Man, Mahomes make it easier. We'll see. But Aaron Rodgers, he lock on to one person, though. You know what I mean? He don't spread it around like that. Mahomes, in the first game, though, he threw to 9 different receivers, though.
Exactly. So there ain't no truth.
There ain't no truth. Everything. But yeah, though, it's going to be hit and miss.
Eckler had the 17. He was looking pedestrian at first. He got like a big catch and a run at the end. Ended with 17 fantasy points. Mike Williams bounced back candidate. He bounced back
Eckler had 9 receptions, though, for 55 yards, though. That's where he got his motherfucking points at.
Yeah, but I'm saying from going into the 4th quarter, he had about 10 fantasy points.
Oh, yeah.
And he busted with an extra 7 when he got a long one.
And shit, 14 carries and then 9 motherfucking receptions. Damn, what is that? 23 touches?
I mean, we know Eckler gonna do what he do, but shit,
hey, bro.
Without Herbert, they got Chase Daniel. I think Eckler might be the safest one in that situation.
Yeah.
In this
situation. Well, luckily they'll have 10 days before they play. You know what I mean? So Herbert, he might get the cortisone shot or whatever the fuck that shit is, and he might salve it out.
We'll see. But yeah, man, CEH, I mean, he was definitely a good value because people were getting him in the 5th and 6th, maybe even 7th round.
That motherfucker was on my do not draft list. I ain't gonna lie.
He was on mine too. Is it time to drop Pacheco if you don't own CEH?
Hell no. You can hold on to him.
Drop him. Let's jump into the first game, man. New York Jets versus the Cleveland Browns. 40.5 is the over-under. And that's very accurate because Brissett couldn't do nothing except to Landry. Your boy Landry, that you want to gloat on Landry? Hey, you was on Landry, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. He had a good, what was it? 9 receptions for $1, a little under $1 or something like that.
Well, I said Landry like we talking about goddamn.
Like we talking about the Saints.
I had a mental error, y'all. Right quick. I know Landry's on the Saints now. I had a mental error, but Cleveland. I don't want nobody but Kareem Hunt. I don't even want Chubb. That's why everybody was drafting Chubb in the second. I'm like, man, he the only running back that'll get you 100 yards and 10 points. He probably ain't gonna catch the ball. He gonna get you 100 yards with 10 fantasy points. He like the Keenan Allen of running backs.
Nah, Nick Chubb is worth the second
Chubb
round.
is not the guy, bro.
Fucking
Bro, Hunt is basically game proof, bro.
bro. He's game proof.
You know, Chubb's still cool, but you know, him having that 22 points than 150s because it's gonna be more games to me than not. I mean, they won that game. You know what I'm saying, versus Carolina. Yeah. That was a good one. That was he had to carry the ball 22 times. And just being up on people to where they're gonna be just running. I mean, good defense. So I'm not gonna take that out. That probably is their only chance playing ball control, to be honest.
Yeah, so, for the first 11 games for sure. Or maybe even when Watson come back for 1 or 2 games where they're going to have to play ball control. 100%. Sell high on Chubb?
Yeah, sell him.
Fuck no, bro.
Sell him. I can't fuck with Chubb. This game is so boring right here. What about the running back situation over there? Breece Hall and Michael Carter. I mean, they both had about the same points.
I'm more comfortable starting Michael Carter than I am Breece Hall in my flex for sure. Because with Flacco being at the helm, even when Zach Wilson come back, the game script gonna be so negative. You know, even though that Breece he can catch the ball, but Michael Carter, when he get the ball in his hands, it's a whole different story, bro. 100%.
I'm gonna say this. If I got either one of them, I'm trying to go get the other one because if either one of them were to get hurt, you gotta steal because they're gonna try to run that ball, and then running backs is gonna catch that ball out the backfield too. For sure.
Yeah, Michael Carter, 10 attempts for 60 yards, 9 targets, 7 receptions for 40. Oh my mama, he went crazy, bro.
Hey, Elijah Moore was a big letdown for people, right?
He was
drafted pretty high. There's a lot of letdowns week 1.
Right.
Week 2 gonna tell it.
You know, but shit. But Flacco threw for 59 times last week, though. You know, Berrios, Elijah, Davis, and the rookie, they all had 5 or more targets, though. And the tight end Conklin had like 7 targets, 8 targets. You know what I mean? Even though the quality of targets wasn't a lot, wasn't great, but they all had an opportunity to do something with the rock.
I don't know. I know this though. Kareem Hunt last year was RB4 and people were getting him late. They're gonna check that ball down. Kareem Hunt is game script proof on this team. I'm trying to go get Hunt. To me, he's gonna get you. His low is gonna be 10 points. I mean, look at it. Chubb had 141 yards. We know he got the rock. And all Hunt needed to do was catch some passes to get the same type of production that Chubb had.
They played. It's a different style of play.
Yeah, I'm saying they both. I'd rather have Hunt than Chubb.
We got to look at them goal line carries too when they get inside the red zone and all that too.
Look at the over under 40.5. The odds say they ain't gonna get to the red zone too many times.
That could be a 32-8 game in favor in Cleveland. Nigga, New York is not coming in there to do nothing with the Browns. Oh my mama, the way they just stole that game,
sure.
the way they stole that game on the road, cuzzo. Now you got these boys coming home. This your opening game in front of your home fans. Fuck no. I don't care what the score is. It's gonna go in favor of the motherfucking for the Browns and fucking Nick Chubb is gonna be a big part of it. 100%.
You said Hunt at value. Hunt at value, yeah, because the draft is over, but definitely Hunt overall, bro. I'd rather have him than Chubb. I'm telling you, Chubb's gonna have more games. Hunt's gonna finish very close to Chubb. And I feel like the name of Chubb, you can get what you want. You could probably do a trade and get Hunt back with somebody who wants Chubb. Hunt and somebody else. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at with it. Do I start Gabe Davis or Waddle? I mean, Gabe Davis just popped up on the injury report on a Saturday, so to me that means he might have got hurt at practice on Saturday. So
Bro.
I'm going with Waddle.
Yeah, or I'm definitely going with Waddle. I don't think they. It probably was yesterday, and they just released it today, or whenever it was. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm not. I'm fuck that, bro. Especially if you wait, and then you're gonna have to go pick up somebody off the wire if you wait till Monday night, because I think the it's the Titans and the Bills on Monday night. I think they play the first game on Monday night. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's quiet. It's quiet. Let's talk about Kev. If you have Hunt, someone offers Chubb, you taking it? No, no. But you could probably get if I got Chubb. If I have Hunt, someone offer Chubb, am I taking it? Absolutely, for sure. I said that wrong. Yes, but I'm saying I'd rather have Hunt than Chubb. However, you can flip it. Can you trade Chubb to get Hunt and a body? I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying for sure. He said he crazy, huh, JD? Go
This
look
is
at
some.
all
This
Chubb.
is some,
Go look at all Chubb's 10-point games last year. 11, 12, and people was grabbing them in the first round. Let's move on to Tampa Bay and New Orleans. Over under 44 and a half. Man, first off, I'm taking Tampa Bay in this game. Kamara already with the little crack with his ribs are hurt. He ain't been practicing. Ingram going into the week kind of banged up with an ankle, but he's probably looking like the one to start. Jameis banged up a little bit, but he's gonna play. I mean, I give me a dose of Tampa. Everybody on Tampa banged up. Mike Evans banged up a little bit. Godwin ain't playing. Julio banged up. It's gonna be a whole bunch of I don't know who gonna do something. This gonna be an ugly game. I'll take that. I'll take the under on this one.
Fournette. It's gonna be a
Fournette,
Leonard Fournette game, like
Fournette
it was
all
last
day.
week. Ugly game, beating each other up. Michael Thomas come through too on everything, especially if Alvin, if they can't get the run game going with Alvin and Mark, and they both banged up, Jameis gonna definitely have to rely on a gadget player like Taysom Hill getting 80 yards on the ground, and you're gonna have to rely on Jarvis and motherfucking Mike Thomas. And then on the Tampa side, Fournette, heavy dose of Fournette, and Brady gonna have to get it to Mike Evans. They said Mike Evans is all right. You know, Julio's supposed to be playing. I think they're gonna be all right. Tampa gonna be all right, bro. It's just gonna be a slugfest, bro. You starting all your big names. Ain't no big name that you sitting unless they not hurt.
Yeah, I can dig it.
I think even if Kamara, and I got a couple shares of Kamara. If they say he playing, I'm throwing his ass out there.
Does Landry repeat?
Yep. He repeats in the targets. 10 plus or at least 10 targets.
Michael
7 to 10
Thomas repeat?
targets. Yeah, easily. Especially if the running game ain't there.
You confident starting both of them? Not at the same time, obviously, but
Who?
so look, Will got a question. He said, "Can you play Julio or Evans together this week?" I'll say, let's say, what two would you rather play, Landry and Mike Thomas, or Julio and Evans? I go with Landry and Mike Thomas because they're more likely to be down.
I think as I might have to agree with you on that one, just based on that. I like the what Jarvis brings to the table for the Saints, bro. How they can use him underneath and all that, and you got Olave to take the top off. You know, it's so much shit you can do with that. Mike Evans and Julio, they kind of like the same player. That's why they was letting Julio do all these little reverses and shit like that, bro. You know, it's kind of oxymoron to have two niggas just, try and go snatch them. That's Madden football. So I'm gonna have to agree with you. Give me Mike Thomas and Jarvis. I think they present a little bit better of a opportunity for the team to continue to push the ball down the field, move the chains.
Jameis' back is hurt. He's questionable, but He'll play 22.
Me and
fantasy
Jameis feel the
points
same
last
way
week.
right now, y'all. Everything. I've
Only
been
30.
man down in the
It's
bed.
crazy. It's crazy because Landry and Thomas did damage on just Jameis's 23 completions, 34 attempts. It was a game that, both teams wanted to get a win. It was a division game. So, I don't know, man. I like Jameis for the rest of the year, especially with the weapons you just mentioned. Landry and Mike Thomas both had over 20 points last week. Olavi had 9, something like that. But, they got weapons even without Kamara. Yeah.
Being effective, yeah,
A
definitely.
sleeper if you need a tight end, maybe even
Juwan
on
Johnson?
DFS play, Juwan Johnson. Young boy has some decent games last year.
Yeah, he had a 2 touchdown game with Jameis, I think, the first week.
Yeah, he had X like basketball player type, big target monster, red zone threat. So definitely somebody to consider. Carolina versus the Giants, over under 43. Hey, you know what's crazy? So the Heart2Start 14 team league, these motherfuckers, like 5 teams got 2 defenses. So I have to figure out, am I going to play the Giants D or Carolina's D? I think I'm about to go back because I think I'd rather go with them versus Daniel Jones.
You said you'd rather go with Carolina's defense?
I think I'd rather go with Carolina's defense versus Daniel Jones.
Yeah, because they call him Denny Dumbass, so he's gonna at least give 1 turnover away.
He might not even have action to give too many turnovers away. The way Bart try to keep it out of his hands. Tony banged up, 8 wide receiver. I don't know what they feeding them over there at MetLife Stadium, but them wide receivers is always hurt.
That's why Richie James was such a hot motherfucking pick. I seen either, I think it was Sweetness in the Dynasty Dynasty League. He spent like $15, $14 on Richie James this week. Oh my mama, I wouldn't snatch him up in one of the Heart2Start leagues. I don't know if it was in the 14 team or if it was in the super flex.
Man, my phone broke. I can't even get in my leagues right now, man. I don't know what I'm about to do. I mean, I'm on the computer, but it's ugly right now. I just broke my phone.
I mean, you got Barkley and McCaffrey. This is they both, to me, can put up the same type of numbers. They've done it with damn near they both got a 2K season. So I like this is a matchup. Say like we in the Niners play at 1:00, so I would love to see this as a 10:00 game, bro. I would be highly intrigued to watch this game, bro. To watch C-Mac and Saquon go cutthroat for each other. You know what I mean?
Facts. Nah, I'm with you on that. Nah, but
how you feeling about DJ Moore? You think you firing DJ Moore up against these boys?
Honestly, DJ Moore is a bounce back candidate like Mike Williams was. Obviously, it's not Herbert throwing the ball. I don't want to, take light of that part. But DJ Moore bounce back for sure. Yeah, like 7 targets still. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't get done how they wanted it to get done.
What about Robbie Anderson? Is that a one-time thing or a hit and miss?
Look, I'm not going to just sit here and say it's a one-time thing because we haven't seen Robbie Anderson with Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Like, that might be Baker's guy. So how are we just going to sit here and compare it to how it was last year? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I seen him floating around somewhere. I thought about it. It might have been a mistake not to grab him, but we'll see. He's out there for sure. You got players like Michael Pittman ruled out. Maybe Robbie Anderson is somebody you considering. Fuck it. Take a chance. What you going to do if you ain't deep?
Nice.
Let's talk about New England versus Pitt, man. Over under 40.5. Another low scoring one, they say. New England's offense just looks ugly. It's not working.
Is there anybody that you sitting over there?
In New England, I wouldn't want to play anybody. I wouldn't want to play Harris, Stevenson, no one. Like, there's nobody I would want to play on New England. Maybe if IDP, a defender, but other than that, nah. I don't want no parts. Pittsburgh, that offense, I mean, shit. This is gonna be an ugly game. This is definitely one I won't be watching. No
Yeah, no,
Najee
this is
Harris.
I think
Ugh.
Najee. I think he goes and attempts it. But if you didn't go get if you had the opportunity to go get Warren, you know what I mean, you should have got him because I think Najee. This gonna lead to bigger and better. I mean, more problems for him, bro, down the road. Everything. I do not
Sure.
feel comfortable enough having Najee. I'm glad he wasn't on my trade. I mean, on my draft list, bro. I swear to you, I'm shook at it.
Hey, I drafted him in the league and I traded him like 3 nights after I drafted him. I actually traded him and Etienne.
Is there a quarterback on the wire for you to go get, or do you got another quarterback on your bench? Because if
Ali
you
Boss
do,
God
because
said,
I think that's Ali.
should I trade Jalen Hurts for Diggs? First of all, somebody's giving you Diggs for Hurts. What kind of league is this? We need to know more about this league.
I
Tell us
think
more about this league. Give us a description. 10-man, Superflex, 2 QBs. Let us know what's going on. Quarterbacks get 1 touch to get 4 points for a touchdown, but Hurts might run it, so you want the 6. Like we need more details right now. Nah, man.
how do you feel though? Hurts is a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah, but Diggs is could be a top 5 wide receiver, and that's gonna go the top 5 wide receiver point differential to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is gonna be higher than a quarterback 5 to 10. You know what I'm saying? 5 to 12.
He
So
said
no.
it's a 10-man league, and they got Aaron Rodgers, but and his backup is Carson.
Hey, Kason.
It depends on how you feel about Carson. Even though Carson had a good game last week, bro, do you think he can be consistent with that? I'm gonna have to say no, bro. But yet a chance to add Diggs and only give up a fucking Hurts, bro. You can stream quarterbacks, you know what I mean, or you can go trade another piece to go get another quarterback. If you can get a chance to get Diggs on your roster with your other
I
receivers,
would make him throwing Aaron Rodgers. You said his quarterback is Aaron Rodgers. Make him throwing Aaron Rodgers.
because if it's a 10-man super flex, that is not bull.
So, what you think about Claypool, Deontay Johnson?
I'm playing Johnson no matter what. I got to. And for him to continue to get as many targets as he got last Sunday, it just shows me that that's not going to die off with Trubisky, or even if they even put Kenny Pickett in on my mama. So I'm firing him up. Fire Muth, I'm gonna fire up. Fire Muth had a lot of targets last week, 50 yards, 60 yards. You know what I mean? So yeah, Claypool, he had a great catch. You know what I mean? He had like 12 points last week. But other than that, bro, the only motherfucker I really feel confident about is Fire Muth and is Deontay.
I'm loving Freiermuth.
What did Fire Muth go for last week? Let me see. Oh yeah, 10
Yeah,
targets, 5
Freiermuth,
receptions, and 75 yards.
bro. I'm starting Freiermuth and Goddard in the league. I did it last week too, and started both of them.
Is it a tight end premium?
No, I got some rookies that was gonna be in my flex, and I wasn't comfortable starting Olave or Traylon Burks. I fuck with Burks this week. We'll talk about that, but yeah, that's I'm starting Freiermuth and Goddard. They both gonna eat. I like Pat. I don't like Claypool or Johnson. I feel like I don't know this game. It's so many like we don't know how they're gonna use Warren. Obviously, we have to consider that Warren is not no workhorse that we can count on to where they won't have to pass it. So it's just too many unknowns in this game to me. And the way they won last week, I feel like Pittsburgh might have to get their offense clicking a little bit because that was an ugly one last week for sure.
Yeah, no, it definitely was. I mean, but look who they played, a division rival, and the division rival just coming fresh off a Super Bowl appearance. So it's animosity. And I was just watching, uh, uh I was just watching, uh, uh I Am Athlete on the Breakfast Club, and Pac-Man was explaining to Charlemagne how much the beef is between Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? Even though that Pac-Man didn't been retired for the last 4 or 5 years,
You
but I'm
said
pretty I'm
Charlamagne.
pretty sure, huh?
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I'm pretty sure that, you know what I mean, that bad blood is still there. So, you know what I mean? That's why it's gonna be a dogfight between them. That whole division, all four of them, they don't like each other.
Hey,
Everything.
You said he was on Shala McGee,
Charlemagne.
Shala McGee, Angela Yee, and Shala McGang, Shala Madam.
Nah,
Nigga Webby.
Leonard.
You don't remember that Webby interview? You
Nah.
never seen that? You gotta go watch it. It wasn't an interview. You just Google Webby Breakfast Club, and he did about 10 takes, and they were trying to have you say you tuned into the Breakfast Club, Charlemagne the God, Angela Yee, and DJ Envy, and he kept saying you on the Breakfast Club, Shala McGee, Angie. Oh wait, hold on, Shala McGee, Shala McGay, Angela Yee, Angela Envy, and he just did it like 20 times, bro. That shit was so funny, bro. I swear to God. He was trying to do a drop. Shit, let's jump into this. Colts versus Jacksonville. Over under 47. Michael Pittman ruled out. You know, it's gonna be heavy on the Jonathan Taylor side, maybe even some Hines. You know, Hines was solid. He might be a good flex play this week, considering the injuries. You know, if you want a up and coming tight end, you know, like I said, the young boy Grayson had 11 points last week on the fantasy. He was a rookie last year. Back on it, you know, we in dynasty leagues, so you definitely tight ends take about 2-3 years to get going. Sometimes, you know.
Man, Christian Kirk looking like he was the reason why he was the highest paid receiver. Well, no, he wasn't the highest paid receiver in free agent. No, because the other boys got traded. Tyreek got traded and Devontae got traded. So in the free agency market, Christian Kirk showed us why right there, bro.
Bro, I'm gonna tell
I'm
you
kind of
what's so
mad that I
crazy.
slipped on him, bro. He looked like he finna do this all year, bro. That might be an overreaction to week one, but that boy looked
Nah,
damn good, bro.
he's gonna do it all year. You know why? And this is what's crazy, bro. I wanted to get him in every league, but I just didn't know what round you were gonna have to grab him, and so I was always caught in between. It looked like I should have went and got him. He just wasn't one of my guys all the way, but I might have been tripping on that
It
part.
was
I'm
one
not
of
even
them
gonna
ones
lie.
where like I'm gonna get him on the way back, and the nigga didn't, and the boy didn't, and the boy failed.
So many scenarios, man. Christian Kirk, though, he's definitely a trade target if you can.
What about James Robinson, man? Is it his backfield?
Man, look, man. I first of all, I seen the touchdown. The touchdown he got was they was on the goal line like the two play action, like they were running it with him. He bounced to the flats, caught the easy one. Um, ETN had a big play call back. He actually looked pretty decent on the ground. So I'm not ready to just throw it at neither one of them. I'm scared if I draft the ETN high. Shout out to you, JD. But you didn't draft him high because that's where he was going, around 3 or 4 predominantly, mainly. But I'm not jumping on the James Robinson train how everybody is. I've seen people trying to trade for him. I'm like, man, that was a game where Jacksonville was trying to hold a lead. Like, how much is that about to happen this year? How much is that going to happen? It's going to be a lot more ETN than people think. And on the flip side, it's going to be a lot more of ETN, but it's going to be more, but it's going to be less because there's also going to be games where it's going to be James Robinson. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're gonna have some great games, and then you're gonna have some games like you just had. So I'm cool on this backfield altogether. I'm actually mad I got some shares of ETN in a couple of dynasty leagues. I didn't know that he was gonna come out and do that.
But I like, but like how you led off with ETN though about him having a big play call back, four carries for 47 yards, and then 4 targets, 2 receptions for 18. That ain't nothing but like almost 70 yards. If he would have scored, he would have had a 17-point game, 16-point game. So as long as I'm seeing him getting at least 6-7 carries and maybe 5 to 6 targets, I think it's gonna start connecting here pretty soon with ETN and fucking T Law for sure. What's up, Bogey? What's up, Hefe? Shout out to my niggas, man.
Bogey, what it do?
That's a nigga dreams right there.
Sorry, I had to text my wife. The boys come in the room like, "Where's mommy? Where's she at?" I forgot she cleaned the garage. They just woke up from a nap. That's hella funny. Shout out to what's good, Bogey. What's happening? What's happening? James Robinson has been a running back one in a bad offense, though. He just looked like his normal self. I feel you, but they still, invested draft capital in ET, and I can't fuck with it. I wonder if Jacksonville backfield will be dictated by game. That's what I'm saying. That's how I feel. It's gonna be that game script. I'd rather have Robinson than Etienne. Yeah, because of where you got him for sure. Whoever got Robinson late, they feel good. I don't know if you starting them over
right now for
I don't
sure.
know if you're starting them over some people that you drafted higher. Start Strachan or Campbell. Ooh, what league is that? Is it one we in? Because they can fuck you. They got I'll probably go Campbell, but I think both of them gonna be the bust. It's gonna be somebody that you don't expect.
I like Campbell more than Strachan on everything because Campbell gonna get a lot of the underneath shit on everything. Campbell is speedster. You get that ball in his hands and you let him work. So they gonna dial up some shit for him to get open in space, getting the ball in space.
No, that is not even comparable. Hunt and Chubb, I don't know. Christian Kirk, load him up. Hines, I think DFS you could start Hines for sure, especially with them missing the receiver. I mean, it's gonna be a whole bunch of Jonathan Taylor this game. I don't think nobody can argue that. Dullen or Hines, my wild out. Yeah, I can get with that. Miami versus Baltimore, over under 44.5. Man, I'm gonna take the over. It's Florida. Hey, this is a Florida game right here, huh?
No, it's in Baltimore.
It's in Baltimore, but this is a Florida game. You got them Florida boys in this one.
My bad, dog.
Ain't Tyreek from Florida? Tyreek Hill not from Florida, huh?
Shit, I don't know where he from.
I don't know where he from.
Or Jackson is though.
Hey, this gonna be a test for Miami. This gonna be a game to watch right here. This gonna be a game to watch. Baltimore D ain't that nice to me. I want to see what Tua gonna do.
I want to see what the Miami running backs gonna do. I want to see when the Miami running backs how they gonna get used to crack off, whether it be Mostert or Chase. I want to see one of them crack off and how they use to get cracked off. Because if not, I think it's just gonna be a subpar show over there.
Man, look, this is what I'm gonna say. Tyreek Hill. How you feeling? How you feeling about him after seeing him in his first game over there?
Oh, I liked it. He had he had like 12 targets.
12 targets. This is the hangout. This one sucks. 12 targets, 8 catches, 94 yards. 12 targets,
8, yeah.
11. That's a point every time he catch that motherfucker.
Mama, he almost hit for $1. If he would have scored, it would have been a great game for him. You know what I mean?
Waddle was still solid too.
Yeah,
Waddle was solid.
Yeah, Waddle scored on a 4th down.
Would you play both of them on
together?
The same team? Yeah, I'm playing against somebody.
I mean, we seen it already. You know what I mean? It worked for him in week 1, and I think he lost. No, it didn't.
He lost.
But they scored. But I mean,
they both had about 17 to 20 points. Both
right.
of them.
You know what I mean? So it worked out for him, but he didn't win. But yet, I wouldn't play them together.
I'd rather have Waddle. I almost did a trade last night, with Justin Jefferson. So we in a IDP 14 super flex. So to me, it's all about depth, right? So the trade that I almost did was I told him to give me Waddle, T. Higgins, Kelsey, and Brian Robinson for Kyle Pitts and Jefferson.
Man,
I'm like, fuck it. Come on. You could take Jefferson. I'll take back Waddle, Higgins, and Kelsey. Throw in Brian Robinson because you need that. But
all for one player?
Nah, I was giving them Pitts and Jefferson. It was a 4 for 2.
Oh, 4 for 2.
But my point is Waddle. I fuck with Waddle. Like the homie just said in the comments, like Dream said, man, he'll take the pressure off Waddle. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a lot easier for Waddle to get in space and do what he did last year, and really both of them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm fucking with them. I'm fucking with them. And this would be the game that they probably gotta pass a little more and try to score because Baltimore can put up points in bunches. We know that.
What about the Dobbins owners? Should they feel comfortable enough to fire him up this first week?
Nah.
Wait a week.
You gotta wait. He's still questionable. You know what I'm saying? He practicing full all week, so
Yeah, he gonna get in there. I don't know how many touches he gonna get, but he's definitely getting in there. That's for sure.
is Duvernay a thing or was it a fluke?
That's hit and miss to me.
What about Bateman?
The way that Bateman scored, and he only had 7 targets. You know, and for the majority of his points to come off that one play, you know what I mean? That's gonna be a lot to have to happen every game. You know, but you got him. You got Bateman in the 7th round as well. So you know what I mean.
You trading Bateman for ETN right now?
I gotta wait on ETN. I got the luxury to wait on him right now, especially.
You know what's crazy?
Especially if I win this week.
If you send me that trade, I wouldn't even take it right now. I gotta see Bateman again. I gotta see it again. He looked good on that double move. You know what I mean? Quick, fast, big. We ain't even get to see no yak from him. You know what I'm saying? No catch it and go. Bateman gonna be a strong DFS play this week to me. He got 14 points, fantasy points, doing minimal last week. He didn't do nothing special, but that deep catch. But that's what you probably gonna get from him. That's that Hollywood Brown role. You know what I'm saying? The deep ball threat. That's why Hollywood made his money last year with the Ravens. So why is it any different?
Hollywood has done it for a few years.
We'll see. I'm a Bateman guy, if you can't tell by now. No running backs over there. Obviously, Andrews is a start no matter what. Chase Edmonds, to me, is going to be the best running back in Miami no matter what. I don't care about Mostert. Even if Mostert come in and do anything, he's going to – I hope he don't. We'll just say, you know, best ability is availability. Gesicki, is it time to drop him? Y'all had him in y'all top 10, top 12.
Yeah, I sure in the hell did, man. I ain't starting him, but I am going. I'm gonna hold him for at least one more week. See if he can get a little bit more involved in the passing game for sure, bro.
Hopefully this is that game. I mean, last year he was only decent. I mean, it was him and Waddle basically. Devontae Parker, you know, whatever. We know his story, but man, I can't get jiggy with Gesicki. It's time to drop him. Over under. You think it's going over or under? I'll say over.
Yeah, I can get with the over on this one.
Washington versus Detroit. Over under 48.5.
This should be a damn good game right here, dog.
Swift battling an injury already.
I like what I seen out of Detroit last week, bro. Even though they didn't
get the W. I told you Detroit was going to be something to mess with this year. Even though they didn't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah, definitely. You know, they're going to have a lot of fantasy relevant players, though. You know, Chark had 8 targets last week, you know, even though he only, you know, the touchdown saved this day. But shit, if I can get somebody in the 10th, 11th, 12th round that's going to command 8 targets a game, you know what I mean? Pretty soon I'm going to be real comfortable starting in the flex, especially if I see it this week here. Even if he don't connect on the TD, you give me 8 targets and he get, you know, between 7, 8, 9, 10 points. You know what I mean? Even not even starting off at 7. Give me about between 9 and 12. I think he can do that, bro. 100%. What's going on, Brody? Oh, that's Titans. What's up, Steve? Yes, sir.
Yeah, nah, Detroit. I like what I've seen out of Detroit.
Yeah,
for sure.
Amon-Ra. He's gonna command too. Even Jamal Williams. If Swifty is a little banged up, you seen what McMaw did last week, man. That boy had a hell of a game. You know, he gonna get in that red zone and get close to that goal line. They gonna let him go ahead and rumble up in that motherfucker, man. Detroit got a nice little bit of fantasy relevancy.
Well, he didn't. Well, I say this about Jamal. He's definitely touchdown dependent, just because just with his yards, 11 attempts.
Yeah, but if Swift is banged up, and
Swift actually got hurt in the game and toughed it out and still finished with 175 yards.
No, I feel that. I feel that. But now, what if they, kind of lessen his role this week? So and Jamal get a little bit more of the role. You know what I mean?
He got flex appeal for sure. I no, excuse me, no denying that. No denying that. I know if you do have Swift, you should be trying to go get Jamal Williams for sure. I know I'm trying to, but they not letting
And
me go.
if they play Swift, you playing him. I don't think you sitting Swift.
Nah. But you're trying to get Jamal just on any.
Fact.
He's a strong handcuff to have. I love St. Brown. I mean, Hawkinson, he didn't do much last week. Is this the week he does a little better?
I mean, shit. Amon-Ra, he looking like that guy that's up in the same vicinity that Hawkinson is doing his damage. You know what I mean?
I mean, he had 10 points last week, seven cat. Well, it wasn't 10 points. I'm looking in the league that scored different. So he didn't have 10, but it was about 6. I think it was about 6 fantasy points. I mean, a lot of top tight ends that you kind of had as top tight ends really didn't do nothing. Him and Pitts is kind of in the same. So I look for a bounce back for Hawkinson this week.
Yeah, I never been a Hawkinson guy, bro. He's somebody that I like to pass on.
I mean, last year he was solid. He just was hurt. You know what I'm saying? In the games he did play, 31, 23, 3, 10, 5, 19, 12, 23. To have a tight end that can get you 20 plus points, more than a few times in a year is I can get with him.
Yeah,
the price maybe not. From a running back perspective, you fucking with Gibson this week still?
Gibson. What I seen from Gibson last week, especially what he was being used in the receiving game, him being a former receiver and him being in the receiving game, man, that's what you want out of Gibson. That's what we all been wanting out of Gibson. 100%, bro. That shit look crazy on paperwork right now, for sure. Maybe Carson Wentz seen that, and then you got Curtis Samuel. Man, the way that they looked, even though it was against Jacksonville last week, man, they look like they got a plethora of fucking fantasy weapons over there in DC, bro. For sure, bro. Everybody ate, B. And then you got Logan Thomas that's back on the field. I mean, shit. If Carson Wentz can keep his motherfucking keep his head straight, bruh.
What's your take on the Reds on Washington football's team's wide receivers? Jahan Dotson 2 touchdowns last week. Terry McLaurin with the touchdown. They both finished. One had about 18 points. One had 14. I definitely was a Dotson fan, telling people, he could be that second receiver that does damage just as much as Terry. But do you think they keep it up? I mean, they did damage on only about 3 or 4 catches apiece. You know what I'm saying? Carson Wentz.
Curtis Samuel. You got to remember Curtis Samuel too. So yeah, shit. If they looking the way that they looking and they can run the ball, hell yeah, you can fire everybody up over there.
The interesting part for me with Dotson was his snap percentage was 88%. He's in the game. He's playing. He's on the field. No matter what. So, food for thought. Maybe ship Terry up out of there, man. If you got action, you might want to trade Terry. Because there's some other goons over there. He ain't the only one. That's my take on that. Seattle versus Frisco. Man, that was a tough loss for us last week. 42 is the over-under. I mean, we talked about it at the beginning of the show. I'm not comfortable with Niner running backs this week. I mean, I'll start Wilson if I have Mitchell and I played him or something like that. But I'm nervous, bro. Nervous, Purvis.
Everywhere I got Wilson, I'm firing him up. I think for sure with him being, the veteran over there, Shanahan go give him the majority of the touches this first week. And if he do anything with them touches until Eli come back, it's gonna be a whole lot of Jeff Wilson and then them other 2 running backs just sprinkled in. They're gonna get some touches, but if Jeff Wilson do what he's supposed to do on Sunday, it's his. And going against Seattle and with us being on 1, it's go time 100%. Shanahan breaks out no motherfucking he holds nothing back. He holds nothing back on Sunday.
He was holding some shit back last Sunday. He should have tried to put the gas on him in the monsoon.
In the monsoon.
I ain't fucking with nobody on the Niners, man. I mean, I'll take Debo. You know, the weather ain't gonna be what it was. You know, we are at home. You know, the over under. I'll take the over. Um, I think we getting their ass this week. Pause. Running backs wise, again, I'm scared. I'm nervous about them running backs. I think couple of long runs for any one of them other two running backs on the team, and Jeff Wilson is in trouble. I mean, it was raining hard last week. He had 2.4 yards per carry. I'm not gonna use that game against them because it was really, really bad. That was bad weather conditions over there. On the Seattle side, man, I was just laughing at somebody, bro. Lockett and DK caught the ball about 4, 5, 6 times apiece and had like 17, 18 yards. They catching 2-yard catches and shit, man. Hey, it's the reason DK was going so late, man. If you starting him right now, you in love with the names, not the game, man.
Hey, Surtain. Hey, him and Surtain was in a battle last week, though, bro. On everything. I think that Gino and Gino was getting him the ball at the end of the year last year too, though, bro. You know, it was that was their Super Bowl last week, bro. They just wanted to win and get up out that motherfucker, bro. They did that shit for Pete. Now it's time to go ahead and just play loose, bro. They know they not finna be too much this year. You could probably pencil them in between 2 and 4 wins, maybe 5 wins. So it's just time to play football now. They needed that win based on, you know, Russ coming back into the building. Other than that, bro, they're gonna play loose. So I would love to buy low on DK right now. I would. I ain't gonna lie. If I can get him for the low, especially in the ALB, I'd definitely go get him.
But and you're gonna start him over who?
I would just have to wait and see. He would be somebody that I would have on my bench because, like I said, if I could get him for the low, that means I'm not trying to go give up somebody a big name on my team. You know what I mean? Somebody might not feel like, oh, let me get up out of him real fast. You know what I mean? If I got somebody on my bench that somebody's comfortable with, yeah, I take a shot on him.
Hey, what Kendrick say? That brother, I can't do it, brother. Can't get with him, brother. I'm good on him. I'm cool, man. I can't fuck with DK Lockett. You know, if I got Penny, I mean, I got Penny, but I'm desperate. You know what I'm saying? He's my starting running back in the league. One of my starting running backs. I was wide receiver heavy. Got Barkley. He my other running back. You know, I'm nervous about everybody in Seattle except Penny. And the only thing that has me nervous about Penny is his injury history. Other than that, I'm cool on all of them. Frisco, same thing. I want to see Trey Lance bounce back. He's a DFS play. I think, you know, Adams is hurt over there in Seattle. Their defense definitely lost something big, you know, whether it was early or not. Like you said, they was playing for Pete. So, you know, ugly game, man. We'll see. Atlanta versus the Rams. Over under 47.5. Man, that's pretty high. They must think they finna just come out and whoop on Atlanta. Don't sleep on Atlanta's defense. I can't speak for that offense, but don't sleep on Atlanta's defense, man. They got some young bulls over there.
Yeah, they got and I mean shit. And London had a 75-yard game. You know what I mean? Patterson with 120 on the ground, and New Orleans defense ain't no slouch neither, though. You know what I mean? So for Atlanta to go ahead and be that home team and everybody to write them off, you know, I forgot what the spread was last week, how many points they were a dog by, you know what I mean? But they damn show was fantasy relevant last week, you know, for sure, bro. So and then with Damian going down, you know, it's gonna be a whole lot more Patterson in this motherfucking offense right now.
Algier might be somebody to go snatch. Algier might get some action. We'll see.
Yep. Yeah, I went and grabbed him earlier today in one of the leagues, 100%. But the way that Patterson looked last week, bro, it looked like it's the same show from last year, bro.
100%. I'm gonna say this in DFS. Give me Matt Stafford on the bounce back. Give me Allen Robinson on the bounce back this week. I think they're gonna look to get Allen Robinson involved. show them that, you know what, you're not gonna go through the same thing you went through. Our bad.
Yeah, they
Our
didn't
bad.
have 10 days to prepare for this shit, bruh. So they definitely, the way that they got their ass whipped in front of everybody, this last 10 days, they needed this shit, bruh. And this is a game for them to really get that shit back clicking. You know what I mean? 100%.
Oh, you can't lose. You can't win. You can't win the league in the third round, but you could lose it, man. What about Cam Akers owners right now? Are they sick or does he got action?
Well, if you was a Cam, if you got shares of Acres, hopefully you was a smart motherfucker to go get Daryl Henderson too. You know what I mean? And if you ever watched us and if Akers has ever been brought up, you know how I feel about him. And I got Daryl Henderson everywhere, bro. But I just traded for Akers too, though. I think Akers he picks it up after week 4, 5, 6, going into the middle of the season. You know what I mean? He picks it up. All I had to give up was Chase Edmonds to go get him. I don't see Chase Edmonds being a big factor like that. And
Chase
for
Edmonds
me
is
to go
gonna.
get Akers and the way that the Akers fits into that system over there in LA, Akers is gonna be one of them motherfuckers that's gonna help me to get into these playoffs.
Hey, Edmonds is gonna have a better fantasy year than Akers.
Yeah, because he's on the field. He getting a little bit more touches right now. But once Akers get back ready to roll, Akers is definitely gonna outperform me.
Does Kyle Pitts have any action to bouncing back this week, or is this just another bad matchup? I mean, he got to see what Bobby Wagner on the other side. He got to see, you know what I'm saying? What is it gonna be for him?
Yeah, they might put Jalen on him too, though. You never know how it is. You put Jalen on him and you let the Rook go man up with the other corner. You never know.
Completely take
You
him out the
know,
game.
if Kyle Pitts don't do anything this week, are you mad that you gave up to Waller?
Maybe, but again, Kyle Pitts had 1,000 yards last year, so the
With one
situation
touchdown.
the situation ain't changed.
Yeah.
If anything, it got better because Ridley didn't play last year, and they got London. I can't say it got better with the quarterback with Mariota. We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, Pitts. If you don't got Kelsey or Andrews, Waller, Pitts, I put them in the same. It's going to be some up and downs for both of them. You know what I'm saying? I probably would rather have Waller right now because I probably could have got a lot more for Pitts before week 1. But I'm riding with Pitts, man. They got to do something to get him involved. We'll see. I mean, it is a bad matchup. I'll say this though: if Gabe Davis ends up sitting, I'd rather start Knox over Pitts. If I gotta choose over Pitts or Dalton Schultz with no quarterback, I'll probably go Schultz. So yeah, Pitts this week is a bad play for me for if you got him. You probably not taking him out because you drafted him in the 3rd or 4th round.
I don't think you're taking him out, bro.
I'll fuck around and go play Granson over him. Let's jump to this Houston versus Denver over under 45. Let Russ cook. They didn't let him cook.
Let him cook, huh?
They didn't let him cook, man. Big day for Sutton coming up. Big day for Judy coming up. Big day for Javonte continue what he was doing. I think it's just going to be a big blowout for Denver, or they're going to have to fire their new coach already.
Yeah, no, definitely. I love what I seen without a Javonte, even though he did, oof the ball. You know what I mean? But the way they made sure Javonte touched that motherfucking ball, bro, that gives if you got shares of Javonte, it should give you a lot of hope of what he gonna do this year, bro. 100%, doggy. I even like what I seen a little bit out of Judy. Judy was talking his shit over there when he was getting the ball. Oh, everything for sure. And I was kind of not on the Judy train ever since he done been in the league. But with him being, hopefully he'll play the whole 17 and him being with Russ, that might be a little something special over there, bro. This gonna take a little bit of time for Sutton and Russ to to really fully connect and really start eating shit up. Pause. But I think the Judy to or the Russ to Judy is definitely it's gonna take off. It's already taken off. It's a thing right now, bro, for sure. On everything.
Nah, I fuck with Judy, and the value he was getting Judy at was going later than Sutton, so you couldn't go wrong. What about the Damian Pierce hype train, man? Is it they can't trust him yet?
I don't think that's what it is. You know, the game they had action at winning that game, and Burkhead, him being the OG, let us go ahead and try and get walk out of this division, this divisional game 1-0, you know what I mean? But he did have 11 attempts though. So it wasn't like they wouldn't touch, he wasn't touching the ball. It was just that the game was on the line. And, Burkhead being Burkhead, a true professional, still putting up points in this fantasy shit sometimes, you know. He was the one that was there when it needed to count. But he not Burkhead, he up there. The young bull, he's still gonna get his touches. It's just once he get hot, then Burkhead gonna have to sit down. But 11 carries for 33 yards. You know what I mean? I can't do the math on that motherfucker, but that sound like that ain't nothing but about 2 yards per carry.
Brandon Cooks still Mr. Reliable.
100%.
15 fantasy points, 7 catches on 12 targets.
80 yards.
82 yards, yeah.
82 yards, yep.
Brandon Cooks was a way better value than DJ Moore.
Fuck, bro. I love to have Cooks in AOB right now, bro. And I think Shalupa by Boopy got him just sitting there. Somebody just got him sitting there. If it ain't Shalupa by, I want to say it's Ryan. It's one of them motherfuckers.
It's Shalupa by. AZ versus LV. Cardinals versus Vegas over under 51.5.
I hope this is a Kyler bounce.
Somebody's going over on 2.
Huh?
Somebody's going on
2. Yeah, definitely. I hope it's a Kyler and Carr bounce back game. You know what I mean? Because the way that
I'll take Carr. Go ahead.
You want it to be a Carr bounce back game?
I think it'll be a Carr bounce back before it'll be a Kyler bounce back, just because of the weapons that Kyler got. None. You know what I mean?
No Rondale, no Hop.
I mean, it's just nothing you can consistently, like, we know the Raiders are going to consistently go to Adams, Waller. We know what to expect. With AZ, you don't know what to expect, so I think that hurts them. That's why they're missing D Hop. Like, I mean, granted, they played KC. KC put it on them, but
yeah,
AZ is weak to me.
Yeah, I think that the game was just a little bit it was a little bit big for the moment. You know what I mean? For Kyler to go up against his old coach.
Well, he just got 300 million or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. I feel it though. But with them being, a little subpar and missing some pieces on offense, but still though, they do still have a hell of an offense. You know what I mean? And they was trying to get a little bit of garbage points, but KC is not what the Raiders is, and the Raiders, had a dog ass fight last week. You know what I mean? So both of these teams need this. So I don't think neither one of these teams lay a dud. What was the total on this? Was this a 47-point game? 51. Oh yeah, definitely.
Quick question: Rams defense against Falcons or Bucks against Saints? Give me the Rams versus the Falcons. Bucks and Saints is a division game.
Yeah, give me Rams versus Saints. I mean, yeah, give me the Rams versus the fucking we were just talking about them. Rams versus Atlanta.
Yeah, AZ, I'm not comfortable starting anybody on the wide receiver core. I mean, Ertz is Ertz. If you tight ends, whatever, you're probably gonna play him. But Hollywood.
Man, I'm starting Hollywood for sure, bro. Hollywood is not gonna get locked down by the Raiders. Hollywood gonna boom this week. James Conner, he got action to boom this week on everything.
I mean, Hollywood, he had 14 points last week. He had the touchdown. He caught the 40. He got 40 yards. I mean, that was a solid 14. He's just like Brandon Cooks. He's just like DJ Moore. So you start him if you got him. He probably is the only one that's safe other than Connor. We on the wide receiver tip, we talking wide receivers. Connor is a play every week, no matter what. You playing him. He showed you again. All he's going to do is score touchdowns. So he's one of the safer running backs in the league for sure. I like Renfro to have a little bounce back. He only had 4 points last week. If I'm the Raiders, they force fed Adams a lot. it was working. But again, you still got to get those other guys involved because if it's just going to be a 2-man game, then they're not going to win a lot of games
Yeah, grab them Rams on the wire, bro, on everything.
for
Hell yeah,
sure.
for sure, bro.
Cincinnati at Dallas over under 41.5. I mean, this is a over because this is going to be a blowout.
Ah,
Cincinnati should blow them out. Dallas might score 13 points tops.
so you sitting
Cincinnati,
everybody on Dallas. You sitting Zeke.
I
You sitting
probably only
CD.
play. I probably only play Schultz. I'm not playing CD Lamb. I'm not playing Zeke. Pollard, and Schultz to me got the most action of doing something.
Yeah, yeah. I'm definitely if I had Zeke, I definitely wouldn't be comfortable playing him. I told motherfuckers don't play him last week, but when you drafted him in his week 1, you had to play him. But shit,
Remember, Zeke wasn't in my top 12 running backs.
I don't think I had him in my top 12.
We both didn't have fuck Zeke. I don't want nothing to do with it. Higgins is a buy low right now. Concussion, only have 4. You know what I'm saying? You might could get him. I'm sure owners want to see one more week, at least a couple more weeks. They spent the 3rd or 4th round pick on him, so you got to
Right.
wait. But on the Dallas side, nah, it's nobody. Mixing, this is a mixing game right here. Couple big shots. Cincinnati with the loss. Both teams in the Super Bowl lost last week, so I look to see Cincinnati get back on track. Hayden Hurst definitely a sleeper over there. Tight ends. Hayden Hurst looking good. Remember we talked about him on the show too. We
Yeah, I'm
said,
fucking with Hurts.
he was a high draft pick going into Baltimore, didn't really get a fair shot. That just wasn't their style. Plus they had Andrews eventually. So Hayden Hurst, tight end sleeper.
Facts. No, I agree with that, bro.
Chicago versus Green Bay over under 42.5. Green Bay bounce back game. Chicago just came. They on their high right now. Green Bay gonna squash them. Corey Dillon, Aaron Jones. You can start both of them for sure. I'm feeling a lot. Not Corey Dillon. I say Corey Dillon. That's hella funny. AJ Dillon. I mean, shit. I'm feeling a lot more confident in AJ. On the flip side, on that Green Bay, on the wide receivers, I'm not trusting none of them. Dubes look like the only one that might could do something.
Yeah. They might get Lazar back this week though, so that might take some pressure off the other receivers.
They get Lazar back. Wood for sure playing him since he lost Michael Pittman. Nah, I don't know.
What
Dubes,
about what about the Montgomery Herbert situation?
shit, you in
1A,
trouble?
1B?
We in trouble if you got Montgomery.
Yeah.
You in trouble. I wasn't high on Montgomery. He's not even signed for the next year. It's a contract year for him on a team that don't want him. It's different if you're on a contract year on a team that's probably gonna sign you. You feel me? But like
Yeah.
him, Herbert
But
is a better runner.
yeah, he had 17 attempts though with 4 targets. You know what I mean? 3 receptions. He could the monsoon playing against the Niners. Like I said, Green Bay, when they played Minnesota last week, Dalvin hit for 20 attempts with 80 yards, 82 yards. He just didn't have that touch. You know what I mean? So I think there's going to be some opportunity for Montgomery to get back on track this week. For sure, with the 17 touches, that was a lot of touches last week with 4 targets, and 3 of them he caught. You know what I mean? He was bottled up.
You're starting Miles Sanders. Knock it off.
In what league?
Nah, Wood. He
Oh,
talking about Lazard playing Lazard. Nah, man, this is another backfield. I mean, see, this was crazy. That's why they say rounds 3 through 6 was the running back dead zone because that was where players like Montgomery was at. You know what I'm saying? In the situation where now we don't know if it's going to be him or Herbert, and it's probably going to be both of them. So we'll see. It's hard to really judge the Bears and the Niners because of the way that weather was. So, what about Mooney? Is he going to be the biggest bust? He wasn't going that high. He wasn't going that high to me. He was going high enough because people expect him to be the number 1 receiver, but I don't think it killed nobody's team that drafted Mooney.
no, I feel that. But now, what the main point of what you said is motherfuckers predicting him to be the number one receiver. But is he ready for that role? Because Allen Robinson was still there last year. Now he's the main focal point of the receiving threats. It ain't Komet. It ain't St. Brown's brother. It ain't Byron Pringle. Is fucking Mooney. So now that he has to be the number one receiver, is he ready to take on that role? And even though, like we said, it was a monsoon, them boys was playing I don't know if y'all young or old enough to remember the motherfucking slip and slide, but it looked like that's what they was on when they was sliding, you know what I mean? So it was a horrible weather for them to try and get the passing game going, which, they had two good touchdowns in the passing game, you know what I mean? So hopefully it'll turn around and we can see something this week out of Mooney.
We'll see. Again, I can't judge the Bears from how it was looking, so I'm gonna give them a pass. We got 2 Monday night games this week. Tennessee versus Buffalo. Over under 49. Hey, your boy Tannehill's on the hot seat. Malik Willis will be starting by week 6.
Damn.
They'll be 2-4, and he'll be starting by week 7. My correction.
That's big.
It's ugly. Treylon Burks for me is a sleeper this week against that Buffalo team. Tennessee's gonna be throwing that bitch all game if they have to.
Yeah, I like what I've seen out of Treylon, bro. I swear to you, bro. Your motherfucking 5 targets, bro. Once he start getting a little bit more acclimated, they gonna have to be forced to give him the ball, doggy. And once Henry really start getting it rolling, and Henry had a good game last week, he just didn't score. I think he had 20 attempts for 80 yards. Once Henry start really getting it rolling, and the game start getting in their favor, that's how it's gonna be for Treylon to start eating. Because Treylon is one of them dudes. You just get the ball in his hands and he just goes, bro. 100%. That's gonna come.
He only had 3 catches, but he averaged 18.5 yards per reception.
100%. And he had 5 targets. That's the thing, though. So
snap percentage 37, but they were still trying to get him acclimated. He missed a lot of time.
So my thing is what I was looking at for week 1 on these receivers that's on the wire, or some receivers that's not big names. I was looking at how many times they was getting targeted, bro. You know what I mean? So like Donovan People-Jones, that was a motherfucker that I was targeting that I was hoping motherfuckers didn't put in for. You know what I mean? I kind of liked what I seen out of that. The Curtis Samuel shit, 11 targets, 4 carries. You know what I mean? Maybe even Jahan Dotson. You know what I mean? It was a few motherfucking receivers on the wire that I was targeting bad, bro, for sure. Especially a motherfucker like me that hit the receivers later in the draft.
Paris Campbell or Treylon Burks this week?
Give me Treylon.
Campbell was Matt Ryan's favorite target in the preseason.
Yeah, and no, but they got the other boy over there, Phillips, too, though. Kyle Phillips is a good maybe deeper ad if he on the wire, because he led the team in targets.
Olave Burks or Paris Campbell? I'm gonna go Burks.
I'm gonna go with Burks again. I think Burks is gonna take over that number 1 receiver spot here pretty soon.
Yeah. Buffalo, running back situation. You trusting any of them? Zach Moss is on the wire. If you're desperate, you might grab him. I feel like they got action to be in the red zone a lot.
Yeah, I just added him in the Dynasty League like right before the season started. I don't know how he was on the wire, but no, I'm not firing none of them boys up if I ain't got to. But if you are one of those boys that's in that position, you waited on you waited on running backs. Either you went 0 RB or you went hero RB, and Singletary was that next guy up to go with your CMC or your Jonathan Taylor or your Dalvin Cook or who, you know what I mean? But yeah, though, fuck that.
If Gabriel Davis is banged up and doesn't play, which he should, I'll be comfortable starting Knox, but no other reason other than if Gabriel Davis don't play.
Yeah, in the Ashy, I gotta start Knox. You know what I mean? But
you can come get a tight end from me. I got Schultz and Hawkinson.
I think Knox once, and that was a game where, the Bills, you had Ramsey going into on Wednesday, right the day before the game, talking about, man, we don't know who them niggas is, man. We the champs. You know what I mean? So that's why Josh Allen had the 10 attempts for the 55 yards. That's why he had the 300. You know what I mean? It was a statement game for them to show on national TV in front of everybody. We didn't win in these boys' house. And you know what I mean? So it was basically just get the win, like how I was talking about. I forgot what game it was. Oh, the Denver and the Seattle game. You know what I mean? So now that they got this W out the way, ain't nobody else in their way. 100%. You know what I mean? So now we can get back to playing the way we want to play. And now he gonna spread it out like he did. So Dawson Knox, I ain't too scared about Dawson.
Last game of the night, which I think is the game of the week, Minnesota versus Philly. To me, it's the game of the week from a fantasy perspective. You got A.J. Brown, you got Justin Jefferson. You know what I'm saying? You got Jalen Hurts, you got Dalvin Cook. Is it Thielen's bounce back week? You got so many variables in this game. Who's going to be the real running back? Is it going to be Miles Sanders? Is it going to be Gainwell? Or are all three of them going to continue to get touches? Is Goddard as safe as can be? You know what I'm saying? Is Devontae Smith, who had 0? Can you count on them to try to get him involved?
Right. That's what was so spooky about that game for the Smitty owners. Oh, my mama. I think that Miles Sanders is going to be all right. He's still the league dog of that offense, but they got the third ranked rushing offensive line in the game, so why not use all three of them in what they do best? You know what I mean? Gainwell, he can come out the backfield and he can go ahead and run the ball. You got Boston Scott, who's a pure running, where you could just get him in goal line situations or in the red zone, and try and continue to drive going, or in third and short situations, second and short situations. So all three of them is going to be used, but I think Miles Sanders is the one that gets the bulk of the carry. So I'm still comfortable firing up Miles Sanders. But from what we've seen out of AJ and Jalen Hurts, if that's what we're going to see, even though it was 10 targets for $1.50, I think that's what it was to be exact. Even though if we only getting 7 to 8 targets, AJ Brown, we know he makes the best out of every touch he gets. So his ROI is paying off already, bro. And if you get a 17 game season, which we haven't, it's a fucking wrap, bro. He gonna show he's up there. Why he got he was the first one after Devontae and Tyreek to get the money. Oh my mama, 100%.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a good game. I'm definitely interested to see.
Then Minnesota, I don't know how Kirk Cousins was on the wire in the ALB, because Kirk Cousins, if we seen what he had with Justin Jefferson in week 1 and everybody else that he over there with, man, you can probably lock him in for a 5K season, bro.
It's funny. It's crazy though, because Kirk Cousins didn't even have 20. I think he barely had 20 fantasy points.
Yeah, because I mean,
but Jefferson did what he did,
bruh, for sure, bro. It's all good because it's gonna get to rolling. And Titi didn't have a good game last week, but you got big play Slay on the other side. I'm pretty sure that the Eagles is really gonna try and focus their coverage on Justin Jefferson. Not saying that Justin Jefferson ain't gonna eat, but I think it's gonna be a little bit easier for Osborne and a Titi and a Herb to eat as well, just based on what he did on week 1, 180 yards, 2 TDs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt. Excuse me, y'all. It's gonna be an interesting one, man. I'm excited for week 2. Week 1 was, a lot of bounce back candidates. If you play daily fantasy, I suggest players like, Thielen or Devonta Smith or Allen Robinson, kind of how Mike Williams bounced back. Like, those are players you might want to target because people aren't going to get them because they had a bad week last week, So, man, it's going to be an interesting one. I can't wait to wake up in the morning and turn that back on. Last week was very, very, it felt good to wake up on a Sunday morning like that. Yeah. Week 2, baby.
Thanks.
Let's make it happen, man. Hey, shout out to everybody who came and rocked with us today. You know, that week 2 preview, we definitely gonna get at to y'all every week. This last week we wanted to wait a little bit on wires. We wanted to see how some stuff stuck out. You know, but for the most part, we're gonna keep giving y'all this content. We're gonna keep, you know, hoping that it help you. You know, we definitely like feedback. I want sometimes y'all to come in and let us know, like, man, thanks for telling me to do this, or even, hey, you fucked me, bro. I listened to you, and you know what I'm saying. Want to hear all that shit. You know, it happens. This is fantasy. This is why we play. We play to win the game. But yeah, nah, man. Heart2Start Fantasy Podcast, man. You know, let's keep it rocking. Let's keep it going. JD, you got any wishful thinkings that you hope happen this week? Give some bold predictions that you just hoping.
Shit, bro. Give me Henry. Give me a 50-point Henry game. I'll be good this week.
I got Carr in 2 leagues, and I want to see, for me, waiting on him, which was a strategy I had. Like, I'm fine with Carr. I want to see if it pans out. I want to see a bounce back for Carr. That's what I'm going with. And my bold prediction is Granson is a top 4 tight end this week.
That's how you feel, huh?
I'm about to go play him over Kyle Pitts, man. Heart2Start Fantasy Podcast, man. We out.